The news of Waswa's return spread like wildfire through the village of Olwanda. Excitement buzzed in the air, and laughter, long silenced by hardship, echoed among the hearts. Waswa had come home, and the villagers couldn't have been happier. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the villagers gathered in the center of the village, forming a lively and colorful congregation. The children, their eyes wide with curiosity, clung to their parents' sides, eager to catch a glimpse of the young man who had ventured beyond their world. Wasa stood tall, his newfound strength radiating from every fiber of his being. The villagers watched and whispered in admiration and wonder. Some speculated about the two gentlemen that accompanied him, believing them to be his faithful aides. Others were certain that he must have become a wealthy man in the distant village where he had spent the seasons. But what captivated them most were the stories that spilled from Waswa's lips. He spoke of Windy village, of the warm-hearted chief who had taken him as his own, and of the three daughters who had treated him with kindness beyond measure. His stories revealed of a world so different from their own, and the villagers hung on his every word. For Waswa's parents, this day was a dream transformed into a reality. Their faces bore smiles so radiant they seemed to outshine the sun. Their son had returned, not just alive, but brimming with life. Pains of hunger and loneliness of his absence faded into insignificance in his presence. Sitting beneath the shade of their modest hut, Waswa's mother prepared a simple feast with the little they had, a few roasted cassavas and a pot of millet porridge. She served it with love that surpassed their meager offering. The family shared their meal, and as Waswa enjoyed every bit, he couldn't help but feel that this simple feast was the most delicious meal he had ever known. Laughter rang out as he recounted tales of his adventures, each word a demonstration to his resilience and newfound wisdom. He spoke of the bountiful harvest in Windy village. Their crops seemed to dance with joy under the sun's caress. The villagers listened with rapt attention, their imaginations painting vivid pictures of a land untouched by famine. As the day unfolded, Waswa's heart swelled with happiness. He wanted to share the abundance he had experienced with his own people. He gathered several baskets filled with grain from Windy village, and with the help of his mother, he divided them among the villagers. With each basket he sat down, he called out a name and shared the harvest. "This goes to Manyanga, the village medicine man," he said, "and this one is for my Ango Manyende by the village's end." But then he came to a larger basket filled with the finest grain he had brought from Windy village. His voice trembled with emotion as he announced, "This basket goes to my favorite aunt, Namalwa, who lives near the dried river." There was a sudden hush among the villagers, and a heavy silence descended upon the gathering. Unbeknown to Waswa, his favorite aunt had passed away several seasons ago. The news had been forgotten, overshadowed by the daily struggles of survival, and no one had dared to break his heart with the truth. Waswa's mother saw the disbelief and pain. She tried to intervene, to tell him the truth gently, but it was too late. Waswa's eyes welled with tears, his heart shattering into pieces as he learned of the loss he had not been there to mourn. Without a word, he turned and walked away, leaving behind the baskets and the gathering. He made his way to his aunt's now abandoned homestead, a place that once had life but now lay empty. The silence was haunting, and the memories of his beloved aunt haunted him even more. Beside her unkept grave, woods had grown unchecked, and the wooden cross that marked her final resting place had withered from time and termites. Waswa knelt in the dusty earth, his hands trembling as he uprooted the weeds and carefully placed the cross back to its rightful place. Tears streamed down his cheeks, mingling with dust, as he mourned the loss of a beloved family member he had cherished. The whole village stood in somberness to Waswa's grief, their hearts heavy with the collective weight of loss. It was a sad afternoon, a reminder that even in the moments of joy, the shadows of sorrow could never fully be banished. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across Olwanda village, the air was filled with the bittersweet resonance of a son's homecoming tainted by the absence of a cherished aunt.